Welcome back to another edition of Second Take. You know who I am. That's Armand. Armand, how are you?
I am doing well. It was a good weekend. Spring break is coming up this Friday, so I just got to make it till then. It's March Madness, so of course I'm happy. My brackets suck, but I'm just used to it at this point. Like, I'll just never make a good bracket, so whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna talk all about that because I'm pretty sure everyone in the world their bracket sucks. So yeah, there's that. Before we go into NCAA, I do want to say that Steve Nash has decided to retire. I feel like we've talked about how he probably should retire before because he's been out this entire season for the Lakers because he hurt his back carrying a suitcase or something like that, and that was a season-ending injury, and that's just like how you know you're getting old. And I understand Steve because I slept on my sister's couch the other night and I could barely walk the next day, so I'm in the same boat as you. I'd retire too. So I mean, it's really hard to see him go. Great NBA player, great for the Suns, decent for the Lakers, but yeah, bye Steve Nash. Thank you for all your memories.
Yeah, Steve Nash has been out of his prime for some time, so I knew this day would come. I actually thought it would come a year earlier, but as I'm sure we discussed on Second Take about a year or so ago, Steve Nash revealed at the end of, or in the middle of last season, that he'll be playing another season just for the money. He gets paid well as an NBA player. Losing that income would be rough for him, so he was just playing for the money at this point. He knew he wouldn't get another ring with the Lakers. But yeah, not surprised by the retirement. He was obviously a phenomenal guy, great for the Phoenix Suns, just known for his passing, his three-point shooting, being a respectable player, a leader, and he'll definitely be missed. But I knew this day would come.
Yep, I mean that's basically how it is. Yeah, Steve Nash though, great player, and it's hard to see that. As far as other NBA news, James Harden is still going off, as well as Russell Westbrook. This is really upsetting for both Armand and I, but Kevin Durant is out indefinitely. He's over here crying. I already let my tears out. This one's real hard. I mean, I wasn't expecting it. I thought KD would bounce back. I didn't see how he wouldn't. This hurts. This really hurts. And I just feel so bad for him. KD is a player that everyone loves. And if you don't love him, there's something wrong with you. And great guy, great player, great everything, and yeah, it's hard. There's not even words to describe it. I was really hoping he'd come back for the playoff push, and we love you, KD. You're the real MVP. Never forget that.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to hope. It's just foot soreness that he's sitting out for, that they want to keep him out for. But he's just had a rough string of injuries lately, and like it's every time it seemed like he's gonna be there for us and like be there for a while, something else comes up and then he's gone. I mean, granted, Russell's holding it down. We're still doing well without KD, but everyone knows that our team would be at an even higher elevated level with KD on the court alongside Russell. So hopefully he can come back at some point. But yeah, it's rough news for me.
It's rough news for everybody. We love you, KD. We love you. And Dwight Howard, I'm still holding on to that. He claims he's coming back for the playoff push. I'm waiting. I'm so waiting for Dwight because the Rockets are on fire lately. Oh, wasn't there a Cavs Heat game in which the Cavs really lost? I mean, yeah, I just want to say I'm right about how the Cavs would not be that good this year. But hey, I won't brag just yet. And also, there was this once very surprising game. The Knicks somehow beat the Spurs. I mean, I was watching this game. I was like, is this old? Is this a rerun? And then I noticed there was no Carmelo. No, I didn't know anybody who played for the Knicks anymore. And so, yeah, it happened. And I don't know how. And basically, Spurs, I mean, that's just bad, man. Like, that's bad. But I'm ready to jump to NCAA. Are you?
Of course.
All right, let's do it. I would like to brag that my perfect bracket lasted about an hour. The first big upset we had, what? Which one was it? Was it was it Baylor losing or was it Iowa State? Who
I
in the
believe,
Big 12 ruined what?
I believe it was Iowa State who was the.
Yes. All right. Iowa State lost to UAB. I had Iowa State going to the Sweet 16, so that was really good. That's how I started off real strong. It's Big 12 teams, okay, and these are both 3 seeds, and this is why we can't have nice things in the Big 12 because this is what happens. Baylor lost to Georgia State. I mean, and I had Baylor oh man, I had Baylor going to the Elite Eight. So that's how my bracket's looking. Who else lost first round? Oh, Texas. Texas lost to Butler. It was really close, honestly. Kind of upsetting. I had Texas losing the next round, so it's not that upsetting. But who else ruined everything for me? My bracket looks so bad right now. Oh, Villanova lost today, I believe, to NC State. Didn't have NC State in this. I had Villanova going to the Final Four. So again, I'm off to a great start. Virginia lost today. Another great thing for me because I had Virginia going to the Elite Eight as well. This is how my bracket's looking. Georgetown lost. I had Georgetown going very far. Everyone who I thought was going to go far has lost. Thank God for Kentucky because that's the only team I actually have like doing anything. I have Kentucky winning it all. So hopefully I get that right because right now nothing else seems to go right at all. The Big 12, there are no more Texas teams in the tournament. SMU lost a very controversial game to UCLA. They got called for goaltending. Everyone's like, it's not goaltending. It was not goaltending in my opinion. But anyways, they lost. They are now out of the tournament. So, yeah, that's how my bracket's looking. How's yours, Armand?
My bracket just looks absolutely terrible. I have there were two teams that I had going to the Final Four who are no longer in the tournament. That is Baylor and that is Villanova. So that's nice. Who else screwed me up? I got Purdue losing messed me up. Texas losing messed me up. Indiana losing messed me up. Who on the other side? St. John's, Georgetown, Iowa State, Davidson. My bracket's just not looking good. And then, of course, I had to make a bracket where Kentucky lost, but obviously Kentucky didn't lose. So by me having them getting knocked out in the first round, that bracket is already just screwed. So I'm just watching the tournament for the enjoyment of college basketball at this point because I'm a terrible bracket maker. It's been proven. I have never, ever successfully selected the winner, successfully selected the Final Four, successfully it's depressing, honestly, but it's been exciting as well. So
it's hard. I mean, right now my bracket has more red on it than green. Yep. Red is for the people who just did not make it, and so it's really boosting my confidence, in my sports abilities. But yeah, I've never had a successful bracket. I really hope Kentucky does win. I don't see who's gonna beat them, but I'm clearly not too good at this, so I don't know how definitively I can say that they will win, but I'm hoping they will win. I don't know who can upset them. Don't know who's going to be in the Final Four now that Villanova is not, because I had them there. Yeah, the worst thing about having these brackets online is you cannot dramatically tear it up and throw it away. And I really need there to be an option online for like a combust bracket thing where it just dramatically explodes or something because there's so much anger when you find out everyone that you had going far lost. So I really need something to do this because right now all I can do is dramatically X out of the tab, and that just doesn't do it for me. I need to have an explode button, maybe better luck next year for me because this was just.
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you. I know it's early, but is there anyone you've watched that you think could possibly contend with Kentucky?
Kentucky does that cute thing where they kind of struggle in a game, against Cincinnati. At the half, I think there was only a 2 or 3 point differential, but then of course by the end of the game, Kentucky won by 20 points. I'm looking at who's still alive right now. I think Notre Dame could give Kentucky a run for its money if they were to meet Kansas. Kansas and Notre Dame will play each other, so that kind of depends on that. But yeah, I think Kansas could give them a run for its money because I'm just looking at the Midwest. Because otherwise they wouldn't play anybody else until the Final Four, and I have Wisconsin in the Final Four against Kentucky, and Wisconsin's good, but I don't see them doing that either. But yeah, because I don't think Arizona would beat Wisconsin. I don't know. I don't know who they could lose to, because like you said, they're either gonna lose in the first round or they're gonna win it all, and it's tough. But it's March Madness, and I didn't think Iowa State was gonna lose to UAB. So you know, as I said, I don't have a lot of credentials about this. You know, when it comes to this.
Do you have any teams that are not necessarily top seeded that you think could make a surprise Cinderella push, perhaps?
Surprise Cinderella push.
Like UAB, maybe you think?
No, I don't think it's UAB. I don't think it's them.
They actually just lost anyway, so ignore me.
Who lost today?
UAB lost to UCLA, so that's
okay.
In the picture.
Okay, yeah. So so we can definitively say no, not UAB.
Right.
I mean, I'm looking at who's still even alive right now. As far because how many of them are top high seeded?
Yeah.
I mean, Wichita State, I'm never gonna rule them out just because I know what they've done. But they're not even. I mean, they're a 7th seed. I wouldn't say that's a low seed.
They also have Kansas, so.
Yeah, and then that. So I don't know. I don't see any Cinderella stories this year. But again, I'm wrong because I thought Virginia was gonna go pretty far, and they didn't. And I mean, Villanova was a 1 seed and they lost. So the 1 seeds still alive are Kentucky, Duke, and Wisconsin, yeah. So that means somebody from the East is gonna who's not number 1. Is going to make a push. I had Providence going kind of far. I don't know why. Virginia, so that's 1 and 2 out of the East. So I think if someone's going to be a Cinderella story, it's coming out of the East. Yeah. Who? I don't know, because, again, I'm not good at this. Clearly, you know, facts have shown. I thought last year I was going to win, the $1 billion that ESPN gives somebody if they get a perfect bracket. And, of course, no one ever wins because you can't get a perfect bracket anymore. So I'm holding out for my billion.
Let's see. There's someone I would have to say out of the East that would do it. Louisville, Northern Iowa. Louisville's a good tournament team. I think they play well in the tournament. So I'd say look for Louisville out of the East.
I'm hoping Dayton gets an upset over Oklahoma just because I don't want Oklahoma in it anymore. But it's hard. I don't know who's gonna. I don't think anyone can make the push. I mean, Michigan State is a 7 seed, I guess. You know, and they beat Virginia, and that's what ruined more of my bracket. And Duke is currently playing San Diego State. I don't think that's about to result in an upset, but it could because everything is happening. Everything's going wrong that could go wrong for my bracket. And honestly, I can only blame myself because I had no upsets in my bracket this year. None. Because I thought all the top-seeded teams really were top seeds. And you know what? That's reality smacking me in the face right there because I didn't pull any upsets. None.
The moral of the story is these teams ain't loyal.
Yeah, you know. God, you think they can do one thing right, you know, just one thing.
One.
Well, no one wants to let me win $1 billion, and that's just selfish. It's just selfish.
All right. Well, I think that is all for today.
I think we've cried enough over our brackets today. You know, next week we'll be even deeper into the tournament. What day is today? Today is the 22nd, so we'll be in Sweet 16, Elite 8 area for next week's show, and we'll see who's there. Who knows? You know, Will Kentucky still be alive? Will I get that one thing right, that they win the national championship? To be decided, to be announced. We will see. Find out next week. But thanks for tuning in. Yeah, if y'all's bracket have suffered as much as ours, please comment, cry with us, because, you know, this is hard life right now. And yeah, enjoy March Madness. Just stop looking at the bracket. Just watch it for what it is, and that's all you got to do. But again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.